conduct yourselves as if you are actually in the court with me this morning. That means that you need to find a quiet place to speak with the court. If you're driving, you need to pull to the side of the road. If you're at work, you need to find a place where you can address the court this morning. If you are a defendant, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We do have public defenders that are on the line with us, and I'll give you the opportunity, if you would like to see if you qualify for their services today. I'll give Ms. Helen the opportunity to speak with you after I address you as to how you can do that today. For the show cause calendar this morning, if you're here for that calendar, you have miscourt at some point in the past, and we're going to treat it as an arraignment calendar here today. We also have solicitors on the line that if you do wish to speak with them to see how you can resolve your matter today, I will give you that opportunity also. Let's see, Ms. Helen, are you with me this morning?
Good morning, Judge. I can send that message about how people can reach out for public defender services. I apologize. I'm trying to turn my camera on as well. But if anyone is here looking for public defender services, please in the chat, send us your first and last name, your cell phone number, so that we can reach out to you, as well as your email address, so that when you do reach out to us, we can email you an application to see if you qualify for the services of the public defender's office.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Helen. Let's see, are we going to have any of the public defenders in court with me today? I see that we have at least, oh, there you are, Mr. Gaither. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Yes, ma'am, you had a question? Okay, when I call your name, just let me know, okay? All right. Okay, so let me start with the calling the calendar for the Orca Beach show cause calendar. Position number 1, Darren Allen. Darren Allen.
Your Honor, it is my understanding that all of the show cause cases this morning were previously in state court and failed to appear at least, or I think more than once. So we will be asking for bench warrants on these cases.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Riley. Thank you.
Good morning, Judge Morrow.
For Mr. Allen, a bench warrant will be granted if he does not appear by the end of the calendar.
Thank you.
Position 2, Kojo Arhin. A-R-H-I-N.
Good morning, Judge. Mike Dixon, Mr. Arden.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Bixon. What are we going to do with Mr. Arhin today?
Well, Judge, that's a great question. I actually never received notice of today's hearing. We just happened to be checking online and we saw that there was a hearing. So I have no idea whether or not Mr. Arden actually ever even received notice. We found out about it 2 days ago, where we contacted the court and got a copy of the Zoom notice. And I reached out to Mr. Arden, but this case is really old. I didn't get a chance to talk to him between then and now. So I don't think that he actually had no idea whether or not he even had proper notice of today.
Okay. What I'd at least like to do today, Mr. Bixon, is for you, I'm not sure if you have or not, but these cases have now been transferred from the division judge to the Orca calendars. As such, they're going to remain with me until they are resolved in some manner. If you have not spoken, is this your case, Ms. Riley?
Yes, Your Honor, it would be my case.
If you have not spoken with Ms. Riley on the matter, I'd like for you to speak with her today and also see if you can continue to get in touch with Mr. Arhin. But I at least want you to have the offer and for us to place it on the next calendar, okay?
That's fine, Judge.
So if you'll just hold for us, I'll put you into a breakout room with Ms. Riley.
Will do. Thank you.
You're welcome. Position 3, Deja Alt.
That's me.
Okay. And if you're in court with me when I call your name, if you please stand up for me so that I can properly hear you. And you'd like the services to apply for the services of the public defender today, Ms. Alt? Okay, we'll give you that opportunity. Thank you, ma'am. Position 4, Alvin Baptiste. Mr. Batiste present.
State will be requesting a bench warrant.
Bench warrant will be granted if Mr. Batiste doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 5, Trey Bell.
Same
Matre-
announcement. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're fine. Bench warrant will be granted if Ms. Bell doesn't appear by the end of the calendar.
Thank you.
Position 6, Quantrez Benton. Bench warrant will be granted if Mr. Benton doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 7, Brandon Cook. Bench warrant will be granted if Mr. Cook doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 8, James Dupree. Yes, good morning, Mr. Dupree. Do you have a private attorney representing you in this matter?
Oh,
Would you like to see if you qualify for the services of a public defender today?
yes, sir.
Okay, we'll give you that opportunity. Yes, yes, sir.
The reason I'm here,
You have been charged in case 20 CR 0000816C with driving under the influence of alcohol less safe and driving without a valid license. Okay, thank you, sir. We'll give you that opportunity to speak with someone this morning. Position 9, Allison Freeman.
Yes, we're here, Judge.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
And Ms. Freeman, do you have an attorney?
No, I do not.
Would you like to see if you qualify for the services of a public defender today?
Yes.
Okay, we'll give you that opportunity, ma'am. If you'll go into the chat, if you have not done that at this point, and begin that process for us, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Sir, what are we supposed to put on the chat exactly?
You're not supposed to put anything on it. Oh, if you'll go in and put your contact information for me, and there's also some information as far as applying for a public defender, okay?
Okay,
All right, very good. We'll be back with you. Thank you.
Okay.
thank you.
Position 10, Asante Gibbons. My understanding that her attorney, Mr. Tolles, has filed a conflict letter in this case. Position 11, Tajana Holmes. Yes, good morning, Ms. Holmes. Would you like to apply for the services of a public defender today?
Yes.
Okay, we'll give you that opportunity. Thank you, Ms. Holmes. Position 12, Terry Ann Johnson. Terry Ann Johnson. Bench warrant will be granted if Mr. Johnson doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 13, Carol Layton. Carol Layton. Bench warrant will be granted if Ms. Layton doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 14, Gerard Mathis. Gerard Mathis. Bench warrant will be granted if Mr. Mathis doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 15, Tamia McMillan. Bench warrant will be granted if Ms. McMillan doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 16, Beryl Moore. Bench warrant will be granted if Mr. Moore doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 17, Alpha Richards.
yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Richards. Would you like to apply? Oh, you have an attorney representing you?
They told me I have one. It's been a while. It's been since 2019 that we had the case. And they told me I had one when we started,
Okay,
but I never talked to my attorney at all.
all right. Would you like to speak with a public to see if you qualify for the services of a public defender today?
Well, I applied for one and I got that. I applied for one and I got approval.
Okay, all right. So we'll give.
I just don't know who it is. I haven't spoke to them before.
Okay.
I'll
Was it
speak with
Mr.
him,
Ford
Judge.
before?
I've never spoken to him,
Okay.
and I'm not sure who. On the calendar is listed Allison Whitfield. Does anyone know who Miss Whitfield is? I'm not familiar with that name.
And this is Mr. Richards. You have, on my calendar, it says Charles Ford.
Oh,
I was informed by Mr. Haddad that one of the PDs would be handling it. Charles.
Okay.
yeah, you know
Charles
what,
Ford
yeah,
did file an entry, but he said that it would be one of you all handling the case.
I'll talk to him, Judge.
Okay.
I'll speak with him.
Thank you. We'll be with you.
I did see the email, my bad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Githia.
You're welcome.
Position 18, Von Quavius Shields. Bench warrant will be granted. Then it doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 19, Tobias Simpkins. Good morning, Mr. Simpkins. It appears that you might also be represented by the public defender, so I'll let them speak with you.
Yeah, I'll speak with him, Judge. I got him.
Thank you, Mr. Simpkins. We'll be with you, sir. Position 20, Audrey Tom. ADRIETHOM. Bench warrant will be granted if he doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 21, James Thompson. Bench warrant will be granted if he doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 22, Rashad Toombs. Yes, good morning, Mr. Toombs. Would you like to see if you qualify for the services of a public defender today? Okay, we'll give you that opportunity. Thank you, sir. We'll be with you. Position 23, Michael Williamson. Michael Williamson. Bench warrant will be granted if Mr. Williamson doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 24, Jackson Went. Elizabeth Went Jackson. Bench warrant will be granted if Ms. Jackson doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Position 25, Antoine Wright. Bench warrant will be granted if Mr. Wright doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. Moving on to the Orca C final plea calendar. Position 1, Atlantis McClendon.
Good morning, Your Honor. That'd be my case. It's Catrice Helen from the Fulton County Public Defender's Office. I would request to see if Ms. McClendon made it to the courthouse. I don't know if she had noticed of this March 8th court date. In court, it was actually announced for March 1st for her to appear. So Judge, I have reached out to Ms. McClendon to have her sign on before the end of the court appearance for this court date, Judge. But our announcement is that I currently am representing her on case 20-CR002656F as in Frank. Ms. McClendon does have an additional DUI case. My request is that both cases be transferred together to be handled together to misdemeanor DUI court.
Okay. Do you have the case number of the?
I do, Your Honor. I do. That second case is 22-CR004660F as in Frank.
Okay. And I agree with you, Ms. Helen, they should both be taken up at the same time. So either we'll transfer it there or they'll transfer it here, but you're requested to have it transferred to DUI court, is that right?
That is correct, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Position number 2, Elizabeth Nguyen.
Your Honor, I've spoken with Attorney Palazola at the last court hearing in which the plea paperwork was emailed both February 11th and again on February 6th. I have not gotten any response from Mr. Palaloza, but he did indicate to me the last time we were in court that it would be a plea. I'm not sure why they are not present this morning.
Can we see Ms. Bolton, if we can get in touch with Mr. Palazzo
Yes, Your Honor.
this morning? Thank you.
Your Honor, if we can go back to position 25 on the show cause calendar. I received information that Mr. Antoine Wright is deceased. I'm just waiting to get the death certificate. So if that one can just be reset, and once I get that, we can null process that case.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. I'll put that back on a status conference calendar. You think you can do that by April 6th?
Yes.
Okay, we'll reset it for April 6th. All
Thank
right, you're welcome. Let me start with the Zoom calendar. Is there anyone on Zoom that did not hear their name?
Judge, I can tell you there is someone on Zoom that did not hear their name, and it is my mistake. His name is Christian Cham. He's the gentleman in the burgundy shirt. Looks like his camera's turned sideways.
Oh, okay.
He's my client, Judge, and he's actually on the 1:30 calendar, but I messed up because I gave him the wrong time. He's a truck driver, and he called me Monday morning, frantic because he was stuck in Colorado, and because I thought it was 9:32. And I said, look, here's the Zoom link. So he's still on the road. Daryl Moore. And so I'm just trying to see, I just want to, would the court like for him to just relog in at 1:30, or can we just make an announcement now?
Well, why don't we just deal with it now?
Okay.
It's here, Mr. Chime is number 1 on the 1:30 Orca C status conference calendar.
And the announcement is simple, is that I anticipate us being able to work out a arrangement with the state on this case. However, I just need a little bit more time to allow his private attorney to finish up what she's doing for him upstairs. As soon as that case resolves, then we can work this one out. But I am saying we will be able to work this one out here.
But
Okay,
Your Honor, I will say on this case, there is a motion to dismiss that needs to be heard. It was joined with 4 other cases, Mr. Gaither, on a motion to dismiss.
Not Mr. Chime's case. He was a driver. I only filed that motion to dismiss with regard to passengers.
His name is listed.
I will remove it. Then that was an error.
Okay.
We can remove his name from that.
Okay. Thank you.
so can we place the case on a final plea calendar?
Yes, that'd be perfect.
Put that chicken back.
Let's see, when is our next final plea?
Well, see, and that's the thing. I'm tiptoeing lightly because I know we want to move cases here. I want to give them time. I don't want to take forever. When is the next final plea calendar? That should be fine. That should be enough time. That should be plenty enough time.
Okay, May 3rd at 9 o'clock.
Yes, that should be perfect.
All right, so we'll reset Mr. Chime's case till May 3rd at 9 a.m. for a final plea. Do you need to speak with Mr. Chime, Mr. Gaither, or can he be?
No, he can be excused. Mr. Chime, I'll give you a call later, okay?
All right, we appreciate you being here this morning, Mr. Chime. I'll see you back on May 3rd. Okay. I see someone with an iPhone 18. Yes, sir. Can you unmute yourself and tell me who you are? Yeah, I see you there.
My name is Daryl Moore. Daryl Moore.
Yes, Mr. Moore. Let's see. Are you represented by counsel?
No, sir.
Would you like to seek the services of the public defender today? You went mute, Mr. Moore.
Yes, sir.
Was that yes to seeking the services of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll give you that opportunity, sir. If you'll go ahead and put your contact information in the chat for me. Okay. Anybody else on Zoom that did not have a name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Judge. My name is Attorney Reginald Winfrey. I'm here on behalf of my client, Mr. Timothy Horn. You may recall our case from last week, we took a plea. My client was going to do work release, and I asked for a 2-week extension to see, make sure we can work that out.
Right.
The state objected. We took the plea. I received word from the prosecutor the next day that my client couldn't do the work release, and we were asked in order to be here today.
Okay. It was my understanding that, and the court didn't have any objection to work release, but it's my understanding that they don't have a program for work release. So, what would you like? What would you like to do with the case today? As the jail time goes.
Well, my client was first off, I'd like the order changed because he was supposed to report to the jail. I think it was 15.
Okay.
So I'd like that part changed.
Okay.
And if there's no jail time, we would like that, Judge. I mean, my client's willing to pay the fine, and we've always been willing to pay the fine.
How much jail time did he receive total?
30 days.
30 days. Well, I think the state's probably going to request that he do that 30 days. Is that right? Right, Ms. Riley?
Yes, Your Honor, and I can get Ms. Falk if she's available, because I believe this was one of her cases, because I'm not familiar with Mr. Horn.
Okay.
But what about 30 days house release, Judge? I mean, not house release, I mean house arrest. I mean, he can go to work and then come back home and stay at home, have an ankle monitor, whatever needs to happen.
Let me give you the opportunity to negotiate with the state on
Okay.
that. And if you can't come to terms and you want to enter into a non-negotiated plea, then maybe if that's requested, I can do that. But let me let you speak with Ms. Falk first to see if you all can come to terms.
No problem. But in the meantime, can we get the turning date removed from the order? Because I don't want him to be in violation by not going to the jail.
For sure. So we'll get that done. And are you going to try to raise Ms. Falk for me now, Ms. Riley?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm trying to get in touch with her now.
Okay, Mr. Winford, if you'll just sit tight for us, we'll get in touch with Ms. Falk and we'll put you in contact with her. We'll move it, but we will definitely remove that from the order this morning. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. I do want you to know, I have a couple other cases I need to report to, but I'll wait around here.
What time is your next report?
9:30 out in Newton County.
Oh, okay. We'll get you out of here as quickly as possible.
Yes, Judge.
And Judge, again, so no good deed goes unpunished. With Mr. Chime, I tried to help him get back on the road. The case just now,
Yes.
truck driver, so I was incorrect. He is one of the guys, one of my clients that is a passenger. So he just needs to be reset instead of May 3rd, final plea calendar to the March 16th motion calendar.
Okay. Do we have room on that calendar, Ms. Bolton?
Because he's already listed, well, he was already listed. That's why I listed him on the motion. And the thing is, it's not that motion, like I said, just so everyone will know, my intent is not to argue 8 or 4, however many different motions. It's one motion, and it's basically a motion of law that I follow. And if the judge, if your honor wants to just make a decision on the brief, I'll let the brief stand.
Well,
I'm just saying that procedurally.
right. The state's going to want to.
We haven't had an opportunity to respond via
Right.
brief as
Oh, no,
we
that's
know
fine,
that was
that's
the
fine.
option.
Right.
No, that's fine. I just want
just
to make sure everyone knew that this was not the normal bring in witnesses and all that, because that's not necessary in this, for this particular motion.
Okay. So, is it already on a motions calendar or do we need?
Yeah, no, it's already on. It's already on.
And are all the cases where you're making the motion on that?
Yes,
same
with
calendar?
passengers. It was another gentleman that I represent that was a driver that I was thinking of.
Okay, and that calendar is for when?
March 16th, next week.
Next week, okay, so we'll see him back on March 16th.
Okay, I'll let him know.
We'll get in touch with him, okay. Yes.
for the 16th.
Mr. Gaither is telling me that the case is already on that calendar.
No, we have 5, so we're over capacity.
What I did, I filed one
One
motion
motion.
and I included like however many different people on
There
that
are
motion.
5 defendants listed on one motion.
Right, because it's the same fact, it's the same set of
Correct.
facts.
Yeah, so it's just one motion. It
It's just
shouldn't
one
be
motion.
listed as 5 motions.
Okay, thank you.
I added to the March 16th.
All right, and let's see, in court with me, is there anyone that did not hear their name?
Yes, Judge, I apologize. I believe Mr. Sims, Quintavious Sims is there, and I have made a mistake. I thought that his case was on the 9 a.m. calendar. I believe he's positioned on the 1:30 calendar, Judge, but I would ask if his case can be heard this morning, and I could give an announcement if the court will allow.
Okay, that's fine. Mr. Sims, are you with me? Okay, can you stand up for me, sir? Thank you. So what's the announcement on Mr. Sims? This is the Orca City Status Conference calendar that's at 1:30. What's the announcement, Ms. Helen?
Judge, we're asking to be set for the motions calendar. We're positioning ourselves for a jury trial. Have entered in my appearance. We are requesting the body cam as well as the dash cam. I believe there's some exculpatory evidence in those videos that will give some teeth to the motions. And if not, Judge, according to the court, we're going to head towards a jury trial.
Okay, but you want to be placed on the motions calendar first, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, who's handling this case for the state?
That is my case, Your Honor.
Ms. Githier, when do we think we can get that information to Ms. Helen?
If we could, if it can be set to April, Your Honor, we can hopefully have those videos.
Okay. Say it again, Ms. Bolton.
May 17th.
So May 17th, motions calendar.
And I just wanted to update myself on the time. Motions now are at 1:30 p.m.
No, they're at 9. I'm told they're at 9 o'clock.
9 a.m.
Yes.
Understood, Judge.
And Miss Helen, I'm not seeing an entry for you.
I filed that this morning. I served it to your email. If you check your email, you might have that document.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so is Mr. Sims good to go, Ms. Helen, or do you need to speak with me?
No, I believe Mr. Sims is good, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sims. We've reset your case for motions calendar on May 17th. I'll see you back then, sir.
At 1:30 p.m.
No, at 9 a.m.
I'm sorry. Okay, I got to get it. I'm sorry. It's a switch at 9 a.m.
Okay. All right, if you did not hear your name and you're in court with me, please stand up. Okay, yes, sir. What's your name?
Alexander.
That's my client, Judge, and he actually, yeah, and the thing is, yeah, I was afraid that was gonna happen. So I think what happened is that he was originally at the status, he was scheduled for the status conference calendar on February 1st. And somehow it was reset to today for March 8th, but I don't think we ever got an official notice. So he's here because I spoke to him.
Okay. He's here. Do we want to deal with his case today, or do we want to put it on a properly noticed calendar?
I'm sorry, what was the name again?
It's Jarquavius Alexander, and I think there was some kind of mix-up.
Well, I have from February 1st that he was a failure to appear, and so he's in bench warrant status. That's why he's not on any calendar.
So it's supposed to be reset for today, but I'm gonna reset it for May 3rd.
Okay, so it's just resetting for May 3rd.
Does he have a bench warrant?
No, Your Honor, this case was reset. This is after the calendar call.
Okay. All right, so we'll see Mr. Alexander back on May 3rd. All right, thank you, sir.
For final.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. McClendon.
Position 1 on the Orca final plea.
That's Ms. Helen's
Yes.
client, Your Honor, that she wanted both cases to, I guess,
Ms. McClendon?
applications for DUI court.
Go ahead, Ms. Ellen.
Yes, for position one, for Miss Atlantis McClendon's position, we are requesting for both of those cases, the 2022 case, as well as the current 2020 case, to be heard together in front of the same court, the misdemeanor DUI court, Judge.
Okay, so we're gonna reset your case, Ms. McClendon. You'll get notice of your next hearing date, okay? All right.
And
Thank
Mr.
you.
Clendon,
Your Honor, if I may, for DUI court, there's a few different steps that would have to take place. So first, we would have to have both cases. So that would have to either be transferred to Orca, the second case, or they're transferred to the division. And then there's a whole application process that has to take place for DUI court. We have to send that referral to DUI court. She has to be accepted. We can't. So I would need the cases to be together before we even do an application or, send the referral to the powers that be for DUI court.
So, Ms. Helen, can you get with Ms. Riley and see if you can get that accomplished? And if you're not accepted in DUI court, then you'll come back here and we'll hear them together on the Orca C calendar.
sure, Ms. Riley, I can reach out to you. We can get that process started.
But I think the first step is the case has to be transferred to us from the division.
So, Judge, I guess I'm confused. Are we, I thought my ask was to ask Orca to transfer it. Do I need to physically ask someone else to transfer it? I guess that's my question.
What?
I will reach out to the litigation manager, Ms. Daniels, and then I would ask her to just transfer the case to Orca, and then once I receive it, then I'll send an email out to counsel.
You hear that, Ms. Helen?
I didn't actually, Judge.
Ms. Wilson is gonna reach out to the case manager that has the other case and have a discussion with her regarding the matter to see if they can transfer that to the Orca, that case to the Orca calendar. Once we get that here, then we can decide how we're gonna move forward. I guess if you want to make application for the DUI court, then you'll do that at that time.
Okay, understood, Judge.
I think as Ms. Riley was saying, you have to have both cases together at in one location, which will be Orca C. So I think that's,
Okay.
that's the first.
Okay, understood, Judge.
Anything further for Ms. McClendon this morning, Ms. Helen, or can she be dismissed?
She can be dismissed, and Ms. Clendon, I will be giving you a phone call, okay?
All right, thank you, ma'am. Okay, Ms. Riley, did we have any response from Ms. Falk?
Not as of yet, Your Honor. I'm still trying to reach her. So give me just a minute.
Okay, and I know that, so if everyone will start, if Ms. Riley, I think the first thing that you need to go into a breakout room with Mr. Dixon for position number 2.
And excuse me, Your Honor, I see that Ms. Elizabeth Nguyen is on Zoom now. That's position number 2 on the final plea calendar.
Okay, let's see, Ms. Nguyen, are you with me?
Hi, yes, Your Honor.
Yes, have you spoken with Mr. Palazzola?
I did last week.
Okay, and he knows to be here this morning?
Yes, he does. Let me message him real quick.
Okay, all right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Judge, this is Mike Raffoff on Zoom, Public Defender's Office. I got 2 issues. One, is there a calendar tomorrow on March the 9th?
The state does not have any calendars for tomorrow.
Okay. The second issue, if Mr. Gaither needs me to come down there and help him, I'm free to do so.
Okay, I'll let him know when he stepped out.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Raffoff. He stepped out, so I'll give him your message when he gets back in the
Okay,
court.
thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, so Mr. Dixon, are you with me?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place you into a breakout room with Ms. Riley so that you can discuss position number 2, okay?
Perfect, thank you.
Welcome. So if we can get Ms. Riley and Mr. Dixon into a breakout room. And I think that the public defenders are working here in the courtroom, the public defenders. Mr. Rathoff, I know that if there's some people on Zoom, are those Ms. Helen's cases that were requesting the services of the public defender?
Which cases, Judge? I've only received a chat message from Mr. Moore. I've also checked my email and I haven't received any requests from anyone else.
Okay, let's see. Position number 9, Ms. Freeman, Allison Freeman.
Ms.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Has to put her email
Yes.
address. If Ms. Freeman could read the message that I've sent in the chat as far as requesting the services of the Public Defender's Office, it includes your name, your cell phone number, and your email address so that we can send you the application to fill out.
Right, now, on that, ma'am, we were supposed to, there's a phone number there, so we text to that phone number, correct?
No,
On the
no.
chat?
So the process for applying for the services of the Public Defender's Office via Zoom is to email us. You must email us. Our email addresses are on that message requesting an application. Once you receive the application, it would be best to fill it out via laptop or print it out so that you complete it completely. All questions must be answered. Once you've done that, you'll email us back because we've sent you our email addresses and we'll inform you of whether or not you'll apply and what the next steps are. Or
Okay.
excuse me, whether or not you qualify. I apologize.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No,
No.
ma'am.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
Are we done for the day?
okay. So you're only going to be done when I release you. The process is going to work like.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's fine. The process is going to work like this. You have to make application for the public defender. The public defender has to see if they're going to represent you. If they represent you, then the public defender is going to have to speak to the state to see what the offer is in the matter. Then the public defender is going to have to speak back to you to convey that offer. If you wish to accept that offer, then we're going to have plea paperwork that's filled out so that we can move forward. If you don't take a plea today, then you're going to be placed on the next bench trial or the next jury trial calendar for resolution of the matter. If you don't qualify for the public defender, then what's going to happen is that I'm going to speak with you regarding your case and allow you to speak with the public defender yourself if you choose to. If you want to accept their offer, then you'll be able to do that. We'll have paperwork for you so we can move forward. If you don't want to accept their offer, then your case will be placed either on a bench trial calendar or a jury trial calendar. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we've got a long process to do this morning. So if you will, and the first of that process is seeing if you qualify for the public defender.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Go ahead and get that done for me. Let's see. And have you spoken to Mr. Moore? Is someone speaking to Mr. Moore? Position number 16?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So I think that takes care of everybody that's on Zoom as far as speaking with the public defender. Mr. Gaither is also speaking with people here in court, and I'll take announcements from him as they come in. And we are still waiting on Mr. Winford's case to see if we can raise Ms. Falk. I think that's where we are at the present time. So we'll be.
Would you mind if we just reschedule this case?
Yeah, that is fine with me. When would you like to reschedule it for?
What's your next court date?
For this, it's not going to be till next Wednesday. If you want to, what I would suggest is getting in touch with Ms. Falk.
Yes, sir.
Or as soon as she's available. We do have jail cases. Well, I do have an afternoon SEA calendar that Ms. Falk is normally on. If you are available tomorrow afternoon and you want to move the case forward, then I'm happy to put you on one of my on one of my expedited accusation calendars.
I'll reach out to her this afternoon.
Okay.
If we can work something out or not work something out. Do you mind if we walk in tomorrow? If we can do that?
Well, I don't have court tomorrow.
And also, I know my client was going to see what is scheduling.
Those cases are normally on Zoom. I'm not sure if I am actually going to be physically in the court house tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
I know I will be here in the morning, tomorrow morning. Today's Wednesday, Thursday morning. If you want to walk in and Ms. Falk be here tomorrow morning, we can get it accomplished.
I'll reach out to her and we'll go from there.
And just let Ms. Bolton know what you would like to do.
Excuse me, Judge, that would be my case.
Oh,
That's
I'm
why I
sorry.
came down. It's okay.
Good morning,
That's why I
Ms.
came down. Good morning.
Okay, thank you. So just let Ms. Redding know, and if you'll reach out to me, Ms. Redding, I have court, like I said, I have court tomorrow. And other than that, it'll have to be next week.
Okay.
Okay, so if you all can work something out.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Judge, for Mr. Arhan, I have an announcement for that case.
Yes, Mr. Dixon.
So I haven't had any contact with Mr. Arhan. As far as today, again, I never received notice. I have no idea whether he did, but the amount of people on this calendar who didn't, I'd say they didn't get notice, like I didn't. So we would just ask the court not to issue a bench warrant for today. As far as what we're going to be doing with this, because I've had no contact, I was going to be motion to withdraw on this. We have it drafted and we'll be sending a notice of that. So that's sort of where we're at with it today.
Okay, that's Ms. Riley.
Your Honor, the state would still be asking for a bench warrant in this case. The procedural posture being that there was a plea and arraignment in December of 2020. There was a status conference in front of Judge Dixon on April 13th of 2021 in which Mr. Arhan failed to appear. Mr. Bixon's office entered their appearance on June 16th of 2022. So that was after it was in a failure to appear status. And it was transferred to the Orca division on February 10th of 2023. So it was transferred to us already in a failure to appear posture, which is why it's showing on a show cause calendar. So the state would ask for a bench warrant.
Okay, Mr. Bixon's here as an officer of the court representing that he doesn't believe that his client received notice. He is here. I'm going to give him the opportunity to come back. I really want you all to see if you can get this worked out, which is why I wanted Mr. Bixon and Ms. Riley to speak this morning. I take it that now Mr. Bixon does have the offer in the matter. Hopefully, Mr. Bixon also has your contact information, Ms. Riley, regarding the case that if he needs anything further. Has all discovery been completed in the case?
Yes, Your Honor, discovery was complete as of December 9th of 2020. However, Mr. Bixon indicated and has indicated to the court that they are withdrawing, his firm is withdrawing from the matter.
Oh, okay. Have you been in touch with? When's the last time you were in touch with Mr. R?
I think it was after the binder. We bound this case over from the city of Atlanta, Judge. And I think it was around sometime after that. I know we had some contact. What I explained to Ms. Riley was that I think what happened here is my firm saw that this case had been accused. We hadn't received any notice. We went in and filed the entry. And then I don't think we've had any contact with him since. I've since reached out to him. I've called, I've emailed. But that, again, that was 2 days ago since we got notice of this calendar. So I'm not sure between 2 days ago when I reached out to him and when the last time was. I knew it was post bind over, but I'm not sure what date.
And you've tried to reach him today? When's the last time you had contact with Mr. Arhan?
It's been a minute, Judge. I couldn't tell you exactly.
All right. I think that's Ms. Riley's concern, is that even though he's represented by counsel, that you haven't had contact, your firm hasn't had contact with them. He hasn't shown for the calendars. And as you, it seems as though a number of people did receive notice of the calendar. It'd be different if Mr. Arhan had if you'd had contact with him, and if you could represent that that there was an issue with his notice by having actual contact with him.
And Your Honor, just to further clarify the record, and Mr. Bixon's firm is intending to withdraw, which will be filed today. So this case, if it were to be continued, we would be in the same posture the next court appearance, as in, we would of course send the notice to, or the clerk's office would send the notice to whatever address they currently have on file. And if he doesn't receive that, then this case is just continuing to linger when it's already.
Well, and Judge, the only thing I would say about that is this: we didn't receive notice either. And I usually think when I don't receive notice, my client doesn't receive notice. But, you know, again, I'll leave it up to the court.
And why are you seeking to withdraw, Mr. Bixon?
Just lack of contact, Judge.
Okay, that's the problem. So that's all
'Cause I
right.
can't really do much without contact with him either. We can't really do anything in this case, so.
Right, no, I understand. Given that there's been no contact, counsel seeking to withdraw, and he's had a number of cases where he has failed to appear. I think that I just want to get him before me. I think the quickest way to do that, given that he's not here to do, is issue a bench warrant in the matter. So a bench warrant is going to be issued. If you do, Mr. Bixon, before you withdraw, get in touch with Mr. Arhen, then certainly contact the clerk, and we'll see if the bench warrant can be withdrawn. Okay, I just want to touch base with him in some way, and if the only way we can do that is to issue a bench warrant, then so be it.
Understood.
All right.
We'll go ahead and get that motion filed as well. May I be excused?
Yes, have a good day. Thank you.
You too, Judge. Thank you.
And I apologize for interrupting, Your Honor. I'm trying to call Mr. Moore. He's giving me two numbers, one by email, one by chat, that do not work. Mr. Moore, go ahead and call out the phone number that you would like for me to call you at.
Yes, good morning, Madam Interpreter. How are you today?
Good morning, sir. Fine. I'm sorry. I received an email. I didn't have a schedule the meeting, and I just wanted to make sure that you didn't need me this morning.
No, I don't think that we have anyone that requires your services, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you checking
You're
in.
welcome. Have a good day, sir.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
See you next time. Okay, so I think that we are still working with the public defenders on cases. Mr. Gaither is still out of the room, so I'll give him your. He's not come back in, Mr. Raffoff. So as soon as he does, I will inform him of your ability to help him out this morning.
And Judge, can I have a breakout room with Mr. Moore?
Yes, can we put Miss Helen and Mr. Moore? And I don't know what Mr. Moore is doing there, but are you driving, Mr. Moore? Okay. And what position?
5 and 7.
Okay, we've had positions 5 and 7 come into court, I believe. Matria Bell, is Miss Bell in court? Mr. Bell, excuse me. Are you Mr. Bell? Yes, good morning, Mr. Bell. Let's see, do you have private counsel representing you in this matter?
The special and divine appearance.
Okay, would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
No, sir.
Okay, how do you plead to the charges? You've been charged in case 20 CR 001165C with driving under the influence of alcohol, less safe, reckless driving, speeding, expired tag or unregistered vehicle, failure to change your name on a driver's license, and 2 fast food conditions. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. How do you plead to these charges, Mr. Bell?
I don't. I'm innocent and reserving my rights.
Okay, so what you're gonna have the opportunity to do is, regarding these charges, you're either gonna have the opportunity to have a bench trial or a jury trial. Which would you prefer?
Neither.
Well, you're gonna have one, so
I
you need,
submitted a affidavit obligation, mailed it to the solicitor's office, and I'm awaiting his response. It was sent certified mail, and he should have received it on the 6th.
okay, come up to the microphone for me, Mr. Bell.
I reserve my rights to remain where I am.
Well, we can't hear you where you are, and I want the solicitor, if you say that you have something that the solicitor can have, then I want you to speak with the solicitor to see if they have it. So it's in your best interest to comply.
Yes, the solicitor can receive the service. They can't hear you. You got to come to practice.
Your Honor,
Serving my rights to remain where I am. The solicitor can receive the service of the affidavit. And I can
but that's not proper service, Your Honor. It would have to be through the clerk's office and in the clerk's official file in order for the state to be put on notice and receive notice of that, and that has not been done. So if he sent it certified mail to our office, that's not proper service.
It's been sent via the postal rule, as well as I have filed those affidavits this morning. So they're I have the receipt for the filing as well right here. If you'd like to be served with that.
Okay, so that's, may I see what he has?
1 second, sir.
Mr. Daniels, who is the litigation manager for Judge Richardson for that second case from the Clinton. She's out of office until March 20th. So I don't know if you want me to get in contact with the judicial assistant to see if we can transfer it. I don't know if she has authority to transfer cases, so.
Well, let's just wait till March, till he gets back.
Turn the music up, please.
Thank you, appreciate it. Mr. Bell, you have been charged in Fulton County. You're subject to the jurisdiction of Fulton County. As such, this case is going to be moving forward in Fulton County State Court. I've read the charges regarding what you've been charged with in Fulton County. What you have the option to do today, given that you're going to plead, well, you're saying that you're not going to plead guilty or not guilty. I'm going to schedule this for either a bench trial or a jury trial. That the case will go forward as a bench trial or a jury trial. If you do not show up, then a bench warrant will be issued for your arrest until the case can be resolved in one way or another. So as far as this morning goes, you're either going to get a bench trial or a jury trial. If you do not make a decision, I'll make a decision for you and I'll place you on the next jury trial calendar. Okay, so that's the.
No contract with you to make such a decision. But, I heard what you said.
Okay, all right, so do you want to make a decision as to whether you want a bench trial or a jury trial?
I moved the court to dismiss based on lack of jurisdiction.
Okay, well, that's gonna be denied. Okay, so my next question to you is, do you want a bench trial or a jury trial?
Yes, if the court will provide me a contract or proof of jurisdiction.
That's up to you to provide the court that you do that the state does not have jurisdiction, okay? The crimes.
Excuse me, Judge Morrow. For the purposes of the recording, we would need the defendant to go to the podium or close to a mic. We can't record with him without him being closer to a mic, Judge. My apologies.
This one is not a defendant, and he's not listed as a defendant on the letter that you mailed to, you attempted to serve him with. And that letter also had a mistake in the address, and it was improperly served. This is a courtesy.
Okay, and so what I'm going, I'm trying to, Ms. Redding, maintain some order here. So if you'll just, I will repeat what he has to say if necessary, but I don't want this to get out of hand.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Bell, I'm going to schedule you for a jury trial. You'll get notice of that jury trial. If you have any motions that you want to file before that time, you or they will need to file those motions. Okay? Otherwise, I will see you back when you get notice for the jury trial, which will probably be in May.
Peace and greetings.
Okay. Have a good day, sir. Say it again. Well, he's here, so I take it that he did. What was the other position? Okay, so Mr. Bell's bench warrant is not going to be issued since he appeared. Brandon Cook. Yes, good morning, Mr. Cook. Let's see. Would you like to seek the services of a public defender today?
I don't know what it's about.
You've been charged in case 20 CR 0000637C with simple battery family violence. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Would you like to seek this to see if you qualify for the assistance of a public defender today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Come up to the, can you come up to the podium, Mr. Cook? Go around.
Okay. Don't go around this way. You ready? You good?
Yes, Mr. Cook.
Family matters on what?
Say it again.
Say family matters on what?
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
I said family matters on what?
Okay. Can we pull the accusation? Okay, thank you. I'm going to read you the accusation of what you've been accused of, Mr. Cook. Thank you. The accusation reads as follows. In the State Court of Fulton County, State of Georgia versus Brandon Joseph Cook, defendant, accusation number 20 CR 0000637C, simple battery family violence. I, Keith E. Gamage, Solicitor General for the County of Fulton, State of Georgia, in the name and on behalf of the citizens of Georgia, do hereby charge and accuse Brandon Joseph Cook with the offense of simple battery family violence, a misdemeanor for that said accused in the County of Fulton, State of Georgia, on or about December 4th, 2019, did intentionally make physical contact of an insulting or provoking nature with the person of Latrice Turner, who is the other person living in the same household of accused, by pushing her and shaking her by the shoulders in violation of OCGA section 16-5-23F, contrary to the laws of this state, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof, signed Keith E. Gammon, Solicitor General. So that's what they are accusing you of, Mr. Cook. My question to you today is, we have public defenders here. If you qualify, they can represent. Listen to me.
I don't got to because she can't.
Okay,
Yeah, I understand.
listen to what I have to say first. You're not going to dismiss this charge.
I know.
Okay,
I know.
so what we're doing today is that if you want to be represented by a public defender, I can give you that opportunity. If you don't want to be, and that's fine, you can proceed.
Only.
Okay, so how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Okay, so we're gonna record your not guilty plea, and we're gonna set this case down for either a bench trial or a jury trial. A bench trial would be just before myself. I would hear whatever evidence that the state has. You, of course, have the right to remain silent, and do not have to testify. If you want to testify, you'll be given that opportunity. If you want to present witnesses, you'll be given that opportunity. So you can either have a bench trial, like I said, before me, or we can set it down for a jury trial in front of a jury. Which would you like?
It don't matter.
Okay, well, you do understand that this charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. So that might not matter to you, but that would matter, I think, to most people, that you could be going to jail if convicted of this charge.
Being convicted. I don't understand why this case still going on, because me and her got, she can't report her and told her she did a mistake.
Okay, well, it's up to the state to dismiss the charges.
I got two kids. I got two kids at my house for 2 years. It don't make sense.
Mr. Cook, let me just say this. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you, okay? So you probably don't want to say something that could be adverse to your interests.
Okay.
Okay, because you're more than likely you're out on bond on this case. And and I'm not sure what your bond says in that regard, but I don't want you saying something that's in violation of that bond that's going to get you put back in jail. Okay, whose case is this with Ms. Riley?
Judge, yes, ASG Riley. The state's offer in this case is 12 months to serve 2 days, credit for time served 2 days. The balance would be suspended, and that offer would be withdrawn today.
No.
Okay, so
On a show call. Oh, my
so
bad.
they're offering you a time served plea with no additional jail time. That would be the offer from the state today.
Today I got children. It don't make sense. Why?
Okay.
And I got children in school.
Okay, well,
I'm
they're not asking for any additional jail time, Mr. Cook. They're saying that you already spent 2 days in jail, I guess, when you were arrested, okay? So they would offer you 12 months to serve 2 days. You've already served the 2 days. Since you've done that, the balance is going to be suspended. You're going to be done with it. Okay, but you would have a charge of simple battery family violence on your record.
Okay, what you ask me to do today?
So what you can do today is that you can accept the offer from the state and be done with that today, or you can have a bench trial that will be scheduled for a later date, or you can have a jury trial that will be scheduled for a later date. If you don't, and what the state is saying, and if you don't accept the offer today, they're going to withdraw it if they have to get ready for a bench trial.
I think a bench trial.
Okay, so you like a bench trial?
Yes, I feel like we need her to speak.
Well, I'm not sure what witnesses that the state would have, but they could possibly have if there was a police officer at the scene, they can have the police officer testify. If there were any other witnesses at the scene, they can have those people testify, as well as yourself, if you choose to present evidence. So I'm saying that one of the witnesses could possibly be Miss Turner, but quite possibly that might not be the only witness.
I think it's a misunderstanding.
Okay, all right, so we're gonna set you down for a bench trial calendar.
I'm
That's
real
gonna,
comfortable with it.
okay, that's gonna be before me. Are you sure you don't want to make application for a public defender?
I do a public defender, but you know, she came to the West County. She was just upset.
Okay,
And then,
again, you know.
yeah, I talked to a public defender, but I don't, that's, they ain't right. Somebody right.
Okay, so, but if you, I want to give you the opportunity to speak with a public defender today and see if you can be represented by them.
Okay.
Okay, is that what you'll allow me to do?
Yeah, I can talk to him. Yeah, I can talk to him.
All right, so if you have it,
Judge, if I may, we can expedite this. Mr. Cook, would you like me to represent you from the public defender's office? Yes. I'll represent him, Judge, and I add him to the list of other announcements I want to make.
okay, thank you, Mr. Gates.
Okay.
I appreciate it. We'll be with you. Thank you, Mr. Cook. Yes. Can you stand up for me?
My word is Chris Coles, and he said he filed for a conflict, but he said he's stuck in Hewitt County and it could be a continuation.
Okay, tell me your name, ma'am.
Asante Gibbons.
I'm sorry.
Asante Gibbons.
Gibbons? Okay, yes, he's filed a conflict in the matter, so we will reset this case and you'll get notice of the reset date, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a good day, Ms. Gibbons. So when can we reset Ms. Gibbons's case for?
April 6th at 1:30.
Okay.
Thanks.
And Your Honor, was that April 6th at 1:30?
Yes, that's
Thank
correct,
you.
Ms. Gibbons.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to talk to a public defender here.
Okay, so he has a number.
What was your name? Uh-oh. I must have missed you. My bad.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gaten. Mr. Palazzola, I see.
Yes,
that
Your Honor.
I see you on the line with us. We're supposed to have a final plea for Ms. Nguyen this morning.
Yes, Your Honor. It's good to see you, Your Honor.
Yes, you also. Are we prepared for that final plea this morning?
I was trying to understand that right now with my client if she filled out the paperwork. Ms. Nguyen, have you filled out the paperwork?
No, I did not.
Do you need to go into a breakout room with her, Mr. Palazzola? And
I've gone over all the rights that she would be giving up.
say it again?
I've gone over all her rights. that she
Oh,
would be
okay,
giving up.
okay. So does she just need time to fill out the paperwork? Is that
I think
what
that's,
we're
I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all we need.
Okay. Are
Where
you-
do I get the paperwork from?
They're gonna have to email them to you.
And
Are
whose
we gonna have
case?
are we gonna have to reset this, Your Honor?
No, I don't
No,
want to.
no, Your Honor, it's ASG Riley's case. Mr. Palazzola, I emailed the plea paperwork to both you and Ms. Bolton with the assumption that you would be going over that paperwork with your client and getting that paperwork to them to be signed.
I'm
The state-
sorry. I
That's okay. The state wouldn't send the paperwork to your client as she's represented.
no, I'm sorry. I don't check the email. So if my assistant didn't give it to me, then looks like I need a better assistant.
No problem.
Okay.
Where would I be? Excuse me. How would I search for what would be the subject line? Or would it be the client's name?
Plea paperwork for, yes. Elizabeth Wynn.
Can we,
Got it.
okay,
And it was sent, what, okay, paid, got it. All right, this should take, just but a minute, Your Honor. I'm just gonna.
take your time. I'm here, so.
Okay, great. And can we have that breakout room, Your Honor?
Yes, so if we
Thank
can
you.
put Mr. Palazola and Ms. Nguyen into a breakout room, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And we'll be in recess until there are any announcements. Okay,
The general announcement is that I will represent everyone that's in the courtroom to ask for a public defender. But we need to further notice all of their cases to the status calendar, because it's a show cause. Because I haven't filed an entry. I don't have anything about their case. Yeah,
I understand, Mr. Gaither. So let me go through them one at a time.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I have. I have position number
3,
3, Ms. Alt.
that's right.
And so all of these cases are going to, we're gonna put these on the, when is that? What's that calendar? What's the date?
April sixth, status conference calendar at 1:30 p.m.
Well, except April 6th, what I've done, I've put in a leave of absence for all of my cases now, where I'm requesting leave of absence from April the 3rd, April 14th, because I have to have shoulder surgery.
Okay, you're fine, Mr.
Huh? No, my surgery is on the 3rd. And so from April the 3rd to the 14th, I'm gonna be out, because I'm
What do we,
gonna be on pain meds.
what do we have in May? May 4th work?
Oh, May 4th will work, yeah, that'll work.
So we're gonna do May 4th status, and that's at 1:30.
Okay.
Okay, so that's position number 3. Ms.
Is Ms. All free to leave?
Yes, Ms. All, we'll see you back.
We'll talk. That's my job.
Say it again.
Don't try to talk, you know, that's my job.
Position number 8, Mr. Dupree.
That's correct. We can start with, let's go back up, number 7, Mr. Brandon Cook. I will represent Mr. Cook.
Okay, yes, Mr. Cook.
Same announcement.
Okay. April calendar, we'll see you back in April, Mr. Cook.
Okay.
I'm sorry, May.
Manuel. May 3rd, I'm in touch with you.
It's May 4th.
May 4th, but I'll be in touch with you. I'll be in touch with you, okay? I got your information.
Okay, and we got Mr. Dupree, right?
Yes, Mr. James Dupree.
At position number 8. So we'll see you back in May, Mr. Dupree.
May 4th, but I'll be in touch with you. I'll let you know, okay? Or I should say, I'll remind you. Mr. Dupree, you're free to go.
I apologize, Judge, for interrupting you. We are ready on position 16 of the Orca B show cause calendar.
Okay, let me get through Mr. Gaither's cases and then I'll be with you, Ms. Helen.
Understood, Judge.
Thank you.
The-
Position 11,
That's right, Judge. Miss Tajana Holmes.
Ms. Holmes.
I
We'll see.
I apologize for interrupting. What are we doing with position 9? Allison Freeman, that was also a PD application.
That was on
That's on
Zoom.
Zoom. So.
Okay,
that's
so
Ms.
that'll be
Helen's.
Ms. Helen. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, so, Ms. Holmes, we'll see you back on May 4th.
I'll be in touch with you as well, okay? Yes, I will.
I have 17.
That's correct. Mr. Alpha Richards.
Okay, we'll see you back on May 4th. Mr. Richards.
Yes, sir.
I'll be in touch with you as well, Mr. Richards, okay?
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
22.
Well, I have 19, Judge. Tobias Simpkins,
Okay,
Mr. Simpkins, Frank Gaither. But I'll be in touch with all of you, okay?
position, this is Mr. Simpkins.
Mr. Simpkins is right here.
Okay, Mr. Simpkins, we'll see you back on May 4th.
Oh, right.
So. It's,
And number 22, Rashad Toombs.
yes, Mr. Toombs, we'll see you back on May 4th.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Okay, you do the same. Okay, and I think that takes care of your cases, Mr.
It
Gaither.
does, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Helen?
I apologize, Your Honor. I'm speaking with Ms. Freeman. If I could just have 1 second to speak with
Okay.
her and I can give the announcement of
Okay.
Mr. Moore's position and Ms. Freeman's position
Hello?
together.
Okay, you're fine. Okay, I'll be with you.
Your Honor,
God.
that concludes my cases for now. May I be excused until 1:30?
Yes,
Oh, there it is.
which case?
The courtroom is on mute. Judge Morrow, you're on mute.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry about that. Yeah.
Hello?
Video.
Turn off the video?
I was just simply saying, Judge, I think we handled my one case on the 1:30 calendar, but I'm willing, but I'll be back because I see there may be some cases unrepresented.
Yeah, okay, so
Okay.
we'll see you at 1:30.
Yeah, I'll be back, Judge.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll be in recess until Ms. Helen returns.
Hey, Judge, I think I have my announcements ready for my last two cases.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Helen.
And Judge, this is the Orca B show cause calendar,
Okay,
and I'll just go in order. Position 9, Miss Allison Freeman. She
yes,
does qualify for our services, Your Honor. I will be entering my appearance. I will be requesting videos in this case because they're dealing with family members or allegations with family members. We'd like to be placed on that motions calendar as well, Judge, but I do believe this is posturing for a jury trial.
okay, so you would like to go on
The motion.
motions calendar, I think is that June 14th?
June.
Okay, June 14th at 9 a.m.
At 9 a.m. I do just have a question just for my client. I was reviewing the bond order and I just wanted to clarify. Is there a stay away, or excuse me, a no contact with the alleged accuser? I didn't see that on the bond order. I just wanted to ask. Or
Okay.
which solicitor is?
This would be ASG Riley.
Okay.
And I mean, if it's not on the bond order, then that condition hasn't been put in place.
Okay. Because the allegation is coming from her son and she just wanted to make sure that she's allowed to have contact with him as this process is going on. But that is my announcement, Judge, for Miss Freeman.
Okay, so we'll see you all back on June 14th. Can the Freemans be excused?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Freeman, did you catch that date? June 14th at 9 a.m.? I think he did. I have their phone number, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. I just unmuted. So sorry.
No, you're good. Thank you so much, Mr. Freeman. And I will be calling Allison today.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
All right,
Okay.
you're free to go, sir.
The second position, Your Honor, is Mr. Moore, position 16, same calendar.
Okay,
He is appearing by Zoom. I think he'll come back on here. Our announcement is the same.
I don't know how I do it.
And I apologize, Judge. He's just having some issues, with the audio and the video.
Okay, so what's the announcement for Mr. Moore?
Judge, we are also posturing for a jury trial. We're also requesting to be put on the motions calendar as well.
Okay, so June 14th, 9 a.m.
14. And Mr. Moore, the next court date is June 14th at 9 a.m. for motions, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moore.
Have a good day, sir.
Okay. Shit.
Those are all my positions, Judge.
Okay, and so I think that we are just waiting to take the plea. Once we get the plea paperwork completed, we'll go ahead and do that.
Understood, Judge. And who's the ASG for position 16, Mr. Moore? Is it get the AF?
I apologize. That is mine. I apologize. That is mine.
Because I'll be entering my entry appearance today. I'll also be requesting those videos or body cam if they do exist.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. All right, we'll be in recess until the paperwork's ready, then we'll take that plea. And I think that will conclude the 9 o'clock calendar. Do you all want to go over the calendar while we have some time?
Yes, Your Honor. And when the plea you're indicating is Ms. Nguyen on the Orca C final plea calendar?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct? Yeah. I think we've taken care of everyone else, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
believe so, yes.
Yes, that's good. You're fine. Yes, it's Bolton.
Are you ready? Okay. Okay. Okay, Orca C, final plea. Position 1 is reset further notice. Position 2 is a plea.
Orca B show cause, position 1, FTA bench warrant. Position 2, FTA bench warrant. Position 3, reset status conference, Thursday, May 4th at 1:30 p.m. Position 4, FTA bench warrant. Position 5, jury trial demand, further notice. Position 6, FTA bench warrant. Position 7, reset status conference, Thursday, May 4th at 1:30 p.m. 1:30 p.m. Position 8, reset status conference, Thursday, May 4th, 1:30 p.m. Position 9, reset motions, Wednesday, June 14th at 9 a.m. Position 10, reset status conference, Thursday, April 6th at 1:30 p.m. Position 11, reset status conference, Thursday, May 4th at 1:30 p.m. Position 12, FTA bench warrant. Position 13, FTA bench warrant. Position 14, FTA bench warrant. Position 15, FTA bench warrant. Position 16, reset motions, Wednesday, June 14th at 9 a.m. Position 17, reset status conference, Thursday, May 4th at 1:30 p.m. Position 18, FTA bench warrant. Position 19, reset status conference, Thursday, May 4th at 1:30 p.m. Position 20, FTA bench warrant. Position 21, FTA bench warrant. Position 22, reset status conference, Thursday, May 4th at 1:30 p.m. Position 23, FTA bench warrant. Position 24, FTA bench warrant. Position 25, reset status conference, Thursday, April 6th at 1:30 p.m.
Okay, so as soon as Mr. Palazola and Ms. take that plea, we'll be in recess until that time.
And Your Honor, they are both back on Zoom. I'm not sure. I mean, their cameras are off.
Hi.
I'm not sure if they're ready.
Yeah, we did sign the paperwork. Do we need to send that over to you?
Yes, to me and Ms. Bolton.
Okay.
They're both on the email that was sent to Mr. Palazola.
Got it. Okay, I think he's sending it over.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Judge Morrow or Ms. Bolton, can either of you hear me? This is ASG Riley.
Yes.
I have received an email with the plea paperwork, but it is just photos of it. It was not sent as an attachment, so I'm not sure if Ms. Bolton, she CC'd on there. I don't think that's sufficient, but just needed her to confirm for me.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Without my roommate here, I don't know how to use this scanner.
Okay.
I don't know why he won't show me, or maybe he has.
So you have the actual paperwork, but you don't,
do.
you can't scan it in to,
I took pictures of it. My client actually advised me. She said, take pictures and send it in an email form. I even pay, what is it, Adobe monthly to turn it into a format that you can't change. I don't even know.
Your Honor,
I'm embarrassed.
if it is amenable to the court, Ms. Bolton, if you are able to print it there, if Mr. Palazzola, although he signed with his client's express permission, if he would give the court express permission.
And she's on the call as well, if she can.
We can do it that way.
Yeah, there she is. She sent me a lovely thank you basket.
Very nice.
I don't think I deserve it after all this.
well, we'll see. I think we're still trying to see what's coming out on our end. Where's the printer?
Oh, you should send it. Send the email. Send the email right over. It's under photos.
Judge, didn't we used to share a little hallway back in the day?
Where would that have been?
Fourth floor somewhere?
Fourth floor?
Paul Howard?
No, I never worked for Mr. Howard.
Really? Wow. Okay. Huh.
Are you confusing Judge Morrow with maybe Judge Dunaway?
Why does it say Judge Dunaway? Oh my God. It does say, yeah, I exactly am. Wow.
That happens from time to time.
That's embarrassing. Wow. I apologize, Judge.
That's fine. You're not the first to do it.
It's not the first time. It was the most fun little, there was just 4 offices, and the furthest away area of the 4th floor, furthest away from any of your bosses, and just 4 of us. And I don't know, it was the 90s.
Right.
I mean, nothing, just playing music and doing silly things.
You printing out the whole email or you just sending it to a copy? I'm printing out, please. Might be the only way you can because.
Yeah, if that's sufficient enough.
I don't know what.
On the essence screen, like she enlarging the documents.
Well, let's see how it prints out.
I know what you're saying, usually we can.
Usually it will make you.
But they'll all flip at the same time, like some kind of nonsense. Look at that. You can read it now.
Okay, so I'm getting the paperwork, page by page. I think I have the last page first. The last question, do you offer this plea freely and voluntarily? I don't have that indicated on my paperwork. Is that indicated on your paperwork, Mr. Riley?
Let me look at that again, Your Honor. Yes, I have it has, do you offer this plea freely and voluntarily with a full understanding of the charges against you? Yes or no is not circled. I just have the defendant's signature with express permission.
Right.
And I don't see that question at all on my, on the sheet I have. It ends with the, at the very bottom with page 1 of 3. And the very last question is, do you understand that if you're not a US citizen, your immigration status may be affected because of your plea to this charge? That's the last, and they're not numbered. I don't know if I was missing a page.
You're not missing a page. You've signed it. You just didn't circle yes or no.
I don't see that question anywhere.
It's on a separate piece of paper. And it is.
I only have 3. I have 3 pages only. Page 1 of 3, page 2 of 3, so page 1 of 3 are all is the plea litany.
Correct.
Page 2 of 3 is Miss Wynn's signature, and the judges. And then page 3 of 3 is my signature. You think the judge would get his own page?
So page 2 of 3, where you sign with express permission, it's one question. We're saying yes or no. Is not
okay, all right. Miss Wynn, just like we had gone over previously, do you offer this plea freely and voluntarily with a full understanding of the charges against you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I circled yes. Do you give the court or the court's assistant permission to circle yes on your behalf?
Yes.
Okay.
I've done that on her behalf, and I'm initialing it above.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
We really appreciate the court.
It's not a problem.
Yeah,
I have my own challenges with technology.
I wanted to use the right words because I didn't want to say bending over, but I mean, because the court isn't doing anything improper. It's certainly not in 2023. Probably in 2003, 100 lawyers would have been jumping up and down.
Okay, so as long as we're in agreement, are we ready to take the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Wynn, can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hands down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Riley?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would expect the evidence to show that on May 5th of 2019, or May 4th, excuse me, officers were doing a pre-approved road safety check on Roswell Road in Fulton County. Observed a vehicle at his point, asked the driver for the license. She did not have her license on her person. The officer could smell the odor of an alcoholic beverage on her breath. Advised the driver to drive to the parking lot so that she could, or that the officer could check to make sure she was safe to drive, and asked how much alcohol the driver had consumed that night. She advised that she had 1 drink. The officer then medically cleared her to perform standardized field sobriety testing, in which he observed 6 out of 6 clues on the horizontal gaze nystagmus, a lack of smooth pursuit, among other clues. Also, did the walk and turn test and observed several missteps regarding the walk and turn. And then Ms. Nguyen consented to the portable breath test, which resulted in a positive indication for alcohol. And she was placed under arrest for DUI less safe, as well as DUI per se, and failing to have a license on person. The state's recommendation is for count 1, that will be null pros. Count 2, the DUI less safe, is 12 months to serve 24 hours. Credit for time served 24 hours. The balance on probation, a $300 fine, 40 hours of community service, complete an alcohol and drug evaluation and any treatment that is recommended, and attend a risk reduction course and complete, and probation can become non-reporting upon completion. And count 3 is also null pros.
And if I may, just, I know Ms. Nguyen had a question, and me being on Allegra or Zyrtec and not having all cognitive facilities, BP meant balance on probation. So
Yes, I'm sorry,
everything-
balance on probation.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it. I could just think of a gas station. Sorry.
No problem.
Anything further, Mr. Palazzolo, before I take?
Just, no, I've embarrassed myself enough today, Your Honor. Just, this is a negotiated plea. It's actually, nothing's funny about a DUI, but the court may find some irony in this. The original person, they were all at a house party. The original person went out to get like some cigarettes or something. They were all students at Emory, I believe. So the original driver sees the roadblock, police roadblock, and evades it, which is amazing. I've never seen anyone do that. And parks his car, calls his friend, her friend at the time. That gentleman comes, gets a DUI. Now they're all Emory students. They have $6 for a Uber. He calls someone else or calls you, Miss Nguyen. Calls Miss Nguyen. She comes to pick him up or bring somebody so that they can get his car. She gets a DUI, and both her and the one that actually got the DUI were the most sober by far. The gentleman who evaded getting a DUI and didn't even like try and bond them out or do anything. It was, I think he was hungover for days, but that's I guess the long story short is much better to give your credit card or spend $12 for an Uber for your friend who may have to park their car to walk home or something like that, rather than go and pick your friend up and get a DUI. Everyone got a DUI other than the drunkard that should have got. Well, maybe they all deserved. But I just thought it was I thought it was kind of interesting. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, well, anytime you're drinking, I think an Uber is the best option.
By far.
For everybody involved.
Oh yeah. Especially to a mile away or 2 miles away for a pack of cigarettes is a $5 pack of cigarettes turns into $10,000 and that's the better part. It could be a lot worse. Could be somebody dead.
Could have been a whole lot worse.
Could be, yeah. That's the happy ending.
Okay, nothing further. Ms. Nguyen, it's my understanding that in case 19 CR 009161F, you wish to plead guilty to driving under the influence of alcohol less safe. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and not by pleading guilty to it. You're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Nguyen. Good luck to you now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I believe Ms. Nguyen needs to stick around and speak with probation. May I be excused?
Yeah, we don't have anyone from probation here, I don't believe. So she'll get notification of where she's gonna need to report, and she should do that in the next 2 weeks. or so.
She's in Chicago. I think we worked this out the last time. She'll be able to get
Okay.
a phone number or something.
Yes, we'll get her a phone number where she'll need to call.
Okay, great. Let me know if there's any trouble. You got my cell phone, Ms. Nguyen. Thank you, Your Honor. May be excused.
Yes, have a good day.
You
Thank you,
too.
Your Honor.
One second.
The probationer contact form, I sent it to council maybe 5 minutes ago. And also, she does not have a license. Does she?
Oh, can I have, do you, will the court please issue an affidavit of first conviction? I don't know that she has a Georgia driver's license, though.
I have a Illinois driver's license.
Yeah, I don't know that that would help. But it just in case, just so I don't get a bar complaint or something.
So the issue with that is that she's out of state and she has to sign a form and she has to sign a form and then it has to be stamped. So yeah, she's had to be here in Georgia. Either way it goes. But it has to be here in Georgia. She can't take the paperwork up to Chicago, wherever she's at. So she wants a permit. She has to come down here to Georgia.
Okay,
Or Georgia.
did you hear that?
I heard she would have to come to Georgia.
If she wants, say, go ahead.
So with the permit, she would have to sign a few forms saying that she does acknowledge that her license is going to be revoked. But that permit will only be here in Georgia, but I don't know the rules in different states.
Okay.
So, I mean, does your client plan to come down to Georgia anytime soon or?
I don't think so. I think she likes high taxes and lots of crime.
Right.
And cool weather.
So, I mean, the revocation, she would have to sign the revocation acknowledging, because I have to do that. That's part of my, the process that we have here as clerks. And then also with the temporary permit, that will only be for Georgia based on my knowledge after speaking with one of the supervisors. So I don't know what she would have to do in a different state.
Yeah, and it gets, and each state is different. It gets really, I mean, it's 51, I guess, or 52 different areas of law. So it's really
right. So I mean, I don't know how.
I guess the best thing to do is if you have any problem, Ms. Nguyen, just call me and I'll have to become an expert on the Interstate Compact Act or something that like that. All right, but we'll cross that bridge if we come to it.
But I also, counsel, I do need the probationer contact form filled out. If you would, could you just forward that to your client and have her send it to me?
I'm certain. Was that was emailed?
Yes, the probationer contact form, and it has all the information on there for her to.
That was just emailed?
Yes. Well, it was about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, let me, is it from Christopher and?
No, it's from Brandy Bolton.
Okay, okay, I see it. Put probationer contact form.
Yes.
All right, will do. Got it. Elizabeth, you're gonna need to call me or text me your email address, okay?
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you all have a good day.
You as well. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay, and with that, I think that completes the 9 o'clock calendar. I will see you all back, or Whomever comes back at 1:30.
Yes, Your Honor. See you at 1:30.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Judge. I don't believe I have any cases at 1:30, but thank you, Judge.
All right, see you next time, Ms. Allen.